Karl DeMasi Sports Report.
Excited to be back here again to talk about local sports, and that's what the show's about, local sport.
And now featuring Melissa Maikos, it's the Coach and Maikos on ESPN Savannah Hilton Head.
Good morning, Savannah and the Low Country, and welcome to game number 2, or hour number 2, of the Coach and Maikos on the Karl DeMasi Sports Report right here on ESPN Radio Savannah Hilton Head, AM 1400, FM 104.3, and now 92.7 in Hilton Head or on Hilton Head Island, or as my co-host likes to say, the HHI.
HHI, baby.
And it's presented to you by the COA, because life is moving. What's COA?
Chatham Orthopedics.
Orthopedic
Associates.
You got it, because life is moving. Okay.
Sorry, I'm looking at these Jeeps. I'm mesmerized.
We're at a live remote on Hutchinson's Island on the race course, right at the start-finish line. We're at the second annual Savannah Brunch Festival. Okay, and we're sitting right across from Step 1 Automotive, North and South, right here in Savannah, Georgia. I know South is at the corner of Montgomery Crossroads and Abercorn. We'll have Greg Weber on, the GM, in our next segment to tell us all about Step 1 Automotive. But come on out, $15 for brunch.
Oh,
brunch.
So worth it.
Can we get some French toast, some bacon, a burger, or how about a French toast burger?
That does not sound as appealing as it would sound, but I will try anything. If it's food, I'll try it.
A little orange juice with a little adult beverage in it. You know, you got to have one of those
Heck yeah.
at breakfast or at brunch.
And coffee.
And coffee.
And we've got Bubba Seafood right next to us, and I'm sure they're going to be firing up that grill, that hibachi, whatever it is that they use to cook. Oh,
it's going to smell so good.
Mary Telfair's out here. The
we
Telfair
got Tito's.
Pavilion, Tito's. Yes. Well, I'm looking at the Mary Telfair Pavilion because
you're not looking at the Jeep across from us from One Step Auto?
One Step Auto.
Oh, sorry, Step 1 Automotive.
Step 1 Auto, yes. But it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we just had Becky Fisher on to talk about getting your mammogram. So you've got a lot of vendors out here, not just food. So come check it out. $15
to get in,
and it's a good time. So come see us.
All right. Well, let's go to the scoreboard. Well, our guest for the second hour. We usually have a guest at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week, but due to the fact that we're on remote again, I could not get Savannah Country Day Andre Miller, defensive tackle. Kid is unbelievable ball player, junior. I think he's already got like 12 sacks this season. That's it.
And there's no body rule for him?
Right. He'll be on next week when we're at the Savannah Tech for the...
Oh, it's so Don Baker is hosting a career fair for women in 10th, 11th, and 12th grade at Savannah Tech. Check it out. I'll put it on my ESPN Maikos page. It's a great opportunity for girls who are looking for a career. They're going to talk to people in certain careers, teachers, radio personalities, real estate agents.
Former TV star.
Yeah, if you don't know Dawn Baker, she does so much for our community. She's the main anchor at WTOC. I used to work with her when I was working over there, and she's just an amazing woman. Does a lot for our community.
And we'll be talking to the man himself, the new voice at Allen E. Paulson Stadium, or as coined by the great Irk Russell, the prettiest little stadium in the United States. And, of course, we're talking about our man, part of ESPN Coastal, now a big voice over at Georgia Southern, Robbie Ross. And then we'll get 3 out the door, and we'll talk about some topics off the topics of sports. And we'll bring back our man, Markel Blunt, to join us in. Okay, scoreboard time.
Yes.
Pro baseball, you can start.
Well, the Atlanta Braves are in a hole, down 0-2 to the Los Angeles Dodgers in the 5-game series for the NL Division Series. And it's do or die tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. is first pitch at the SDP at SunTrust Park. The Braves lost last night to the Dodgers 3-0. No offense, but if you watched the game and you saw Clayton Kershaw, I mean, I understand. There's not much you can do.
My man
Acuna was on fire.
Double single in the ninth. The Braves were limited to a 2-out single by Incerrate back in the 5th inning. Freeman, no hits. Marquez, no hits. And Albies, no hits. So the big guns didn't hit last night or the night before. But you know what? I have faith. Tomorrow, right here on ESPN Radio, you can listen to that third game.
Yeah, and you know what? The bats are going to break out. They have to break out. They don't have a choice because their backs are up against the wall. So.
Okay, and then we are your station for Atlanta Falcons football, the best 1-3 team in the NFL. Andy Dalton's late TD pass to A.J. Green lifts the Bengals over the Falcons last weekend, 37-36 in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. But your man does it again. Matt Ryan.
He's on fire, but it's not.
It's not all about him.
I know, but it's not turning into victories. But he did he's got one of his new favorite targets is Calvin Ridley, which makes me happy because he's on my fantasy team. But you know what? We talked about this in the first hour. I'd rather them win.
Oh, so would I.
I would rather them win than boost up my fantasy stats. But, they're going to get it together. I feel like they've had a couple, some games have gone down to the wire, and hopefully they'll learn from it. And by the end of the season, it's a long season. We got a long ways to go.
Okay, and then the Falcons will take on the Steelers in Pittsburgh tomorrow at 1:05. PGA Championship Series, Gene Sowers finished 27th last week at even par at the Pure Insurance Championship. He's ranked 15th in the Charles Schwab Cup, which will be coming up pretty soon. Local colleges, you hung out with, my man, Nate.
Oh, Nate Scola. Yeah, I mean, they're having a little bit of a
Savannah
rough
State.
season. He was out at CrossFit last night kicking his own butt again, doing the workouts that he does. And, just watching Nate, if his players can build off of what his passion and his competitiveness is, I have a feeling that this team is really going to turn it around. It's going to be a tough one against Charleston Southern tonight. Kickoff is at 6 p.m. But I really feel like Savannah State has something good coming their way. They've got a good coaching staff in place. They've got good players. I think they're going to turn it around here soon enough.
Tough one last week. Lost to Bethune-Cookman 35-20. Tonight, TA Wright Stadium, 6 o'clock against Charleston Southern. Okay, SCAD Sports. Men's and women's fishing team are traveling to North Georgia, West Point Lake, LaGrange, Georgia. They're at the Georgia Bass Nation State Classic. Catch the bass. They're in the college team division. It's got to be pretty excited. And, of course, the bowling team.
Yeah, I love it. They're in the Midwest Classic at Wauwatosa, Wisconsin.
That's why I love you on the radio show.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm saying it right.
I think you're saying it's Wauwatosa, Wisconsin.
Wauwatosa.
So, and then got a big shout-out to their cross-country team. The women's cross-country team cracks top 25. I think they're ranked 19th in the NAIA.
How awesome is that? I love the fact that SCAD has all these sports. It makes me happy.
We got to try and get someone from SCAD to come on and talk to us about this stuff because it's really exciting. All right, college football today. Here's your schedule.
Oh, well.
While it had started off last night.
Okay, yeah. Last night we started off with a big win for Georgia Tech. They are now 3-3 overall, 1-2 in the ACC. They took care of Louisville, 66-31, and
they scored 66 points with throwing 2 passes. They only completed one to Benedictine alum Brad Stewart for a 12-yard gain.
Unbelievable.
Army beat Buffalo last week, throwing two passes. So, I mean, it's unbelievable. Army, Jeff Munkin, Paul Johnson, disciple. What do you want me to tell you?
It's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. Okay.
Unbelievable. All right, so we got Georgia Southern.
Homecoming!
They play South Alabama, 3:30 kickoff at the prettiest little stadium in America.
And it is. And they've expanded. It holds 25,000 people now. Savannah State, like we said, is home against Charleston Southern. And your station for Georgia Bulldog football right here, ESPN Savannah Hilton Head. We got Georgia taking on Vanderbilt at 7:30 pregame, starting at 4:30. And we didn't get benched this week.
No, we didn't.
I'm glad when they start late, so we don't get benched.
Yeah, what he's talking about is if Georgia has an early game, a noon game, they've got their pregame show that comes on, so we can't come on.
We have to.
But that's okay.
That's okay. All right, I'll start. I'm going to do the Coastal Empire scores this segment, okay? Bradwell beats Effingham County 27-8. Richmond Hill beats Brunswick 41-7 in the Class 6A division. In Class 5A, New Hampstead takes care of South Effingham 34-16. In 3A, Benedictine, little scare there, was only 10-0 at halftime against Windsor Forest. Windsor Forest had 3 chances of scoring but couldn't convert.
Wow.
So we got a little scare there for the cadets, Yeah. But Benedictine wins 37-12 over Windsor Forest. Beach on a roll. Melissa's old alma mater, the Bulldogs. They beat Groves 28-14. Islands takes care of South C. Johnson 22-9. They were losing 9-6. They came back. And in Double-A, Toombs County all over Bryan County 41-7. In Single-A, your ESPN game day / high school game of the week fueled by M-Market. Savannah Christian against Calvary Day. What a game. Savannah Christian goes up 24-7 with 4 minutes to go. And Calvary scores two touchdowns within 2 minutes. They get the ball back with 1:20, but they wind up losing 24-21. Baker Woodward goes to his alma mater and wins with Savannah Christian, his old rival. So pretty impressive. Country Day travels to McIntosh County Academy, wins 13-6. In Giza, Memorial Day renews their rivalry with St. Andrews, 28-14. Skeeza, Bethesda goes over to Hilton Head. Hilton Head came over to us, played in Daffin Park. Bethesda 29, Hilton Head Prep 20. And today at 1 o'clock, it's homecoming for the Warriors at War Memorial Stadium. as the Jenkins Warriors takes on Southeast Bullock. Okay, let's go across
in the
bridge.
Low Country, Andrew Jackson, all over Beaufort Academy, 40-28. Barnwell, 49. Whale Branch, 12. Battery Creek takes care of Lake Marion, 41-20. We already talked about Bethesda taking care of Hilton Head Prep, 29-20. Bluffton over Beaufort, 28-14. Hilton Head Christian, 42. Orangeburg Prep, 28. John Paul over Northwood, 60-19. May River, yeah.
3 years in existence. They're undefeated, and they're being quoted as the best low country or low Georgia or South Carolina low country team in the area.
I love it. The underdogs.
The Sharks.
41 over Ridgeland Hardy to 7. 41-7, and Thomas Hayward took care of Spartanburg Christian, 42-7.
All right, next up is usually our Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week, but due to the fact that the young man could not get out here, which we will have him on next week at Savannah Tech, Andre Miller from Savannah Country Day, we're going to talk a little Step 1 Automotive, which Melissa is just looking at that car and dreaming how she would look behind it. And we're going to talk to the general manager, Greg Weber. He'll be on. Give us about 2 or 3 minutes. You can hear all about Step 1 Automotive. You're listening to the
Coach and Maikos right here on
ESPN Savannah Hilton Head. We'll be right back after this.
Now here's more of the Coach and Maikos on ESPN Radio.
And welcome back. It's the Coach and Maikos at a live remote at the Savannah Brunch Festival right here at Hutchinson Island. Starts at 11 o'clock. $15 to get in. All the food you want to eat, I guess. I hope I'm saying that right. And just a pretty special. And we got to thank Step 1 Automotive for sponsoring us to come out here. ESPN Radio Savannah, the Coach and Maikos. And why not bring on the man himself? We are at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic. I got to help Dr. Bart here. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week. But due to the fact that we've been on a couple of remotes, the young man I've had set up to be our Athlete of the Week, and I'm going to say it now, he'll be on next week, Savannah Country Day, defensive tackle junior Andre Miller, just too far out of the way for him to get out of here. Next week we'll be at Savannah Tech, and I know that's back closer in the city for him to come, so we'll do all that when he comes back on. But right now, I got to thank Step 1 for having us out here and being part of what they're doing here at the Savannah Brunch Festival. It's the second annual. It's right here on Hudson Island. Go to the racetrack. Hey, Cars Racetrack, and go to the finish line. Stop the finish line, the start line, and the finish line, and you'll see all the tent set up. And come on in and have a good time. Joining me now, right here live at this live remote, is sales manager from Step 1 Automotive, and he's going to explain to you. There's north, south, east, west. I don't know what it is, but I know it used to be Carl Gregory, and it used to be before that. I forget what it was before that, but it's right there at the corner of Montgomery and Abercorn, and, some beautiful cars here. I mean, unbelievable, and that's, of course, the sales manager. He also used to be a DJ when we were called DJs. Now we're on-air personalities, Greg Weber. Greg, thanks for coming on.
Hey, thanks for having me. It's great to be down here today. Looking forward to a real good event. It looks like things are setting up.
I heard there's going to be over 1,000 people here.
Yeah, and some of the food choices down here look spectacular.
yeah, that's what I'm excited about. I'm not going to go buy a car, but, I mean, the cars you got here, the trucks, the Rams, I mean, you got it, the Jeep down there, the green lime Jeep. I mean, just how did you wind up in Savannah, Georgia?
Well, actually, was living in Iowa, southeast Iowa. My parents had retired down to Sun City.
Is that by Des Moines?
Yes, close to Des Moines.
Hey, I'm close. It's the only place I know in Iowa.
It's one of a few places in Iowa, actually. My parents retired at Sun City Hilton Head.
Oh, yeah.
And so we were coming down here several times with the grandkids for them and checking things out. And eventually we decided, why do we live in Iowa? Let's go to the beach. And so we moved down originally to Charleston, South Carolina.
Nice.
We were here for probably 4 or 5 years, and just recently, 4 years ago, came down to the Savannah area currently in Richmond Hill is where I live now.
Nice. Okay, so, we know of used to be Carl Gregory Chrysler Dodge, and now we got Step 1 Automotive. You have a north store and a south store. I mean, how do you I'm confused. Tell me about it.
It is a little confusing because if you look on a map, they're technically not really north and south, but yeah, the stores were Carl Gregory stores on the south side on Abercorn, and then they became Auto Nation stores.
Right.
And after AutoNation, they are now Step One stores. The stores that I'm with and currently representing this event with is the North Store, which is located at 1100 Chatham Parkway in Savannah. So we do have 2 Jeep Dodge Chrysler stores.
That's where 16 East Chatham Parkway. Make the left and go right down there.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Right there where all the other car dealerships on Chatham Parkway. We got a fantastic selection of Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, Rams, and a superb selection of pre-owned cars. A lot of luxury vehicles there as well.
And you are the sponsor of this.
Yes, sir. I'm here and I'm enjoying it.
So wait till the people start coming in, right? That's going to even be more fun.
We've got several nice vehicles that we brought with us today to talk about. We've got a Jeep Grand Cherokee Trackhawk in black. Hold it.
Guys, listen up. He's going to give you the exact title. Go ahead there, Greg.
It's a Jeep Grand Cherokee Trackhawk.
Trackhawk.
That's right. It is a supercharged SRT vehicle. It is all-wheel drive. Incredible vehicle. We actually have a black one here today. We have a white one back at the store on Chatham Parkway.
A white one?
And also a granite gray one back there. We also brought a couple different Rams. I've got a 19 Ram that's completely loaded up. It's got the panoramic sunroof now. It looks like you got an iPad in front of you on the dash. Beautiful truck. Encourage people to take a look at that. We brought a lifted green Wrangler, which is drawing a tremendous amount of attention.
It's sharp.
Yeah,
it is sharp.
It is.
I've seen it before. We brought it to the Richmond Hill football game, a game day event. I mean, it's sharp.
Right. And our latest entry today, we had lifted another Ram. So we've got that vehicle here as well. Jesse, one of the other new car sales managers, takes care of lifting vehicles, and he'll make any vehicle you want look just the way you want it to. So we encourage you to come on out to Brunch Fest today and also swing by the store at 1100 Chatham Parkway in Savannah.
All right, so that's the North Store.
That is the North Store.
Could they go to the South Store? Go to North Store. Go to
the North Store. Let's come to the North Store.
And we got Chanel back there working the store while you guys are out here playing.
That's correct.
No, you're really working, but don't let her know you're playing.
Don't let her know that we're playing around. We've got a great crew back over there at Chatham Parkway on North Savannah, and we encourage everybody to stop by and take a look at some of the great deals we've got going on. But before you do that, come on by and have some brunch here, because it looks like it's going to be a great day.
And I heard there's already Megan Miller, who's the coordinator, has already told me there's about 1,000 people already signed up.
Fantastic.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
That's going to be great.
Greg, thanks for coming on, and I wish I could afford that thing looking across from me. I'm in love.
You know, low
guys
easy
fall
payments.
in love with cars.
Low easy payments.
I'm like Melissa. I'm in love with that car too. So low easy payments. Yeah. Let me go tell the boss lady that. All right, Greg. Always
right.
Well, not always a pleasure, but it's a pleasure meeting you, and
Thank
it
you.
always will be a pleasure when we get you to come on again.
All right, fantastic. Thanks so much.
Yeah, we could do a remote there at the North Store.
Yeah, that'd be a great
Just
idea.
have us come out there.
That would be fantastic.
You got it.
All right, thanks.
Greg Weber, sales manager, the North Step 1 Automotive. Is that what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Step 1 Automotive Store on Chatham Parkway. Stop by. Just get off of 16, make a left, and you'll see it. You can't miss it. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, let's get the Maikos back on here. She's playing with the dogs while she's staring at the truck. That's a Trackhawk.
Yes, only service animals are
allowed,
permitted here at the Brunch Festival.
Make sure we note that.
Yeah, because we do have some of the service animals out here. Uncle Charlie's service animals, and one of our service animals is out here as well. But only service animals.
All right, let's go back to sports. Okay, we got to go to high school football. We're going to give you the scores again due to the fact that this is the Wetherington Chiropractic Athlete of the Week. We had some great games last night. Once again, the ESPN Game Day / High School Game of the Week fueled by market was Savannah Christian at Calvary. What a field. What a beautiful field. Have you been there yet?
Yes. We went to the Islands game, and I wanted to play.
I can see you playing football.
Yeah, I just wanted to touch the field. It was amazing.
So, but do you know there's only 4 stadiums like that in the United States?
Yes.
And one happens to be in Foxborough.
Yes, Foxborough.
At Gillette Stadium.
So you've got, is Calvary one of 4? Or
Calvary is one of the 4.
Calvary, Gillette.
I don't know what the other 2 are.
Okay, we have to look.
We got to find out from Coach Chad Griffin,
yes,
who will be sitting in for you when you guys go back to a Boston College game.
Yes, we are. We're going to that Friday night game, Boston College versus the U. The U. If you don't know, now you know. Markel Blunt, my better half, he played football at Boston College from 94 to 98. All-star, All-American linebacker.
And we're getting him acclimated to the, it's October and it's 90 degrees down here. October up in Boston is what, 50 degrees, 40, 50 degrees? Yeah. 60
Okay,
degrees.
yeah,
So.
he was just up there. So
But anyway, let's go to that scoreboard quick,
Okay.
and then we'll get out of here, and we'll go to our next guest, the voice of Georgia Southern, Alan E. Paulson Stadium, Robbie Ross. Okay, once again, I'll go with the you want to go with the local schools, and I'll go with across the bridge?
yeah, we want high school football, or we want all the scores?
Let's do, we'll start with Georgia Tech, and then with the other players I haven't played, and then we'll go high school football.
Okay, Georgia Tech. They beat Louisville last night. They are now 1-2 in the ACC, 3-3 overall. It was a big win.
Here's another one. We only hear about, here's something else you want to learn here. We only hear about Brad Stewart, right?
Yeah.
Plays wide receiver.
Yeah.
The starting left offensive tackle, okay, is Quinney. Zach Quinney.
Zach Quinney, okay.
From Savannah Christian.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
It's amazing how many local athletes we have playing big-time
Exactly.
Division I football and Division I sports. It's amazing. But we also have Georgia Southern at home for
South Alabama. It's homecoming.
Yes, today, 3:30 kickoff at the prettiest little stadium in America. Savannah State, they're playing at home. It's not their homecoming,
Nope.
not yet. We're bringing Markel to homecoming for that one.
He'll love it.
Yeah, they're playing Charleston Southern.
There's more fun in the parking lot than it is in the stadium.
They're playing at 6 p.m. today. Go check it out at TA Wright Stadium. And Georgia is home versus Vanderbilt. I've got, Becky Fisher. She's listening with her son, Kaysen. Both her sons are huge Dogs fans. Becky, we're still looking for a score prediction from Kaysen. We need that score prediction. Vanderbilt.
All right, let's go. Give it quick here. Run the rundown.
All right, so we've got Class Region 2, a lot of A's.
6A.
Bradwell over Effingham County, 27-8. Richmond Hill, 41 over Brunswick 7.
Class 5A.
New Hempstead, the Phoenix, took care of South Effingham, 34-16.
3A.
Benedictine beat Windsor Forest, 37-12. AE Beach High School, the Dogs, the Bulldogs, get their second win in a row.
Gotta love the big dog.
Yeah,
Ulysses Hawthorne.
Love Miss Coach Hawthorne. 28-14 over Groves. Islands High School gets a win over Salsey Johnson, 22-9.
2A.
Bryan County falls to Toombs County, 41-7.
And the black and blue division of high school football in the state of Georgia, Class 3A, Region 3A, Division A.
Yeah, this was the End Market ESPN Coastal Game of the Week. Savannah Christian takes care of Calvary Day School 24-21. Country Day goes down to McIntosh County Academy, takes care of business 13-6. And in GISA, Memorial Day School beats rivals St. Andrews 28-14.
South Carolina Independent School Association.
Giza, Bethesda Academy all over Hilton Head Prep 29-20.
And today?
Yeah, we've got
Homecoming.
It's Southeast Bullock at Jenkins High School at War Memorial Stadium, that beautiful new stadium, 1 p.m. kickoff.
And since we now are in the Low Country, 92.7 FM in Hilton Head Island, here we go. Andrew Jackson 40, Buford Academy 28, Barnwell 49, Whale Branch 12, Battery Creek
The Crick.
41, Lake Marion 20, Bethesda, we said that, over Hilton Head Prep 29-20, Bluffton 28, Buford 14, Hilton Head Christian 42, Orangeburg 28, John Paul II 60, Northwood 19, May River, the Sharks 41, only 3 years of existence, undefeated, one of the best teams in the Low Country. Beat Ridgeland 41-7, Thomas Haywood 42, Spartanburg 7, 42-7. And that's the scores. I got to thank my man, Dr. Bart Wetherington, for sponsoring our Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete Week segment. Remember, your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time. It makes you mad. The pain drives you crazy. And Melissa can't do this
Throw things against the wall.
because her back hurts too much. While at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, you can complete chiropractic care, pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and, of course, achieve a healthy life. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations. On Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays in Savannah, Georgia at 329 Eisenhower Drive, and on Tuesdays and Thursdays in Pooler, Georgia at 114 Canal Street. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs. Next up, he's part of the ESPN Coastal family. He also now is the voice of the prettiest little stadium in the world, okay, and that's up at Georgia Southern. And we're going to talk to the voice himself, the PA announcer, Robbie Ross. And remember, that's another Georgia Southern first down. We'll ask him how he does it, and it's...
The coach in Maikos.
And it's what at Georgia Southern?
Oh, it's homecoming.
There we go. We'll be right back with this with Robbie Ross, the PA announcer at Georgia Southern, the Alan E. Paulson Stadium. And listen to Coach in Maikos right here on ESPN Radio, Savannah Hilton Head. We'll be right back after this.
Back to Coach Karl DeMasi and Maikos on ESPN Radio.
And today's show is right here on ESPN Radio, Savannah Hilton Head, 104.3 FM, 1400 AM.
92.7 in The H-I?
I.
H-I-I?
H-H-I?
H.
Hilton Head
HHI.
Island. Hilton Head Island. That's
I'm
right.
sorry, Carl. I'm mesmerized. My head is in a cloud right now, looking at.
All
that
right, come on,
Jeep.
back to earth. We got to get this done. We got a big guy coming on, a celebrity coming on. He's also part of the ESPN Coastal family. He does a great job, and he'll be calling the game at 3:30 today in the prettiest little stadium in the United States, calling by the great. Why he's not in the College Hall of Fame, Eric Russell, and he's joining us now on the ESPN Radio Savannah Smiles mobile hotline. Is the voice of Georgia Southern football at Paulson Stadium, Robbie Ross. Robbie, thanks for coming on.
Thanks, Carl. How you doing, buddy?
All I know, Robbie, that's another Eagle first down. That's all I want to hear today from you every time you say something.
Hey, I hope so. And also, last week was Military Appreciation Day, and they had this big, huge cannon from the Georgia Army National Guard. Well, it's back again today for homecoming, so I want to hear me say first down, Georgia Southern, and I want to hear that cannon go off for every touchdown a lot today.
All right, well, let's tell people about Robbie Ross. I mean, you've been here for a while, and you've been toying around with ESPN Radio, golf courses, and you won the competition to be the voice of Alan E. Paulson Stadium.
I did. It's a very humble accomplishment. I'm very honored to have been chosen. It started back in April, where I saw on the internet they were taking audition tapes or MP3s nowadays. You know, when we first started this thing, it used to be you sent your cassette tape in, but I guess that's showing my age a little bit. But, so I sent my MP3 file in, got a phone call, said that they wanted me to be in the top 8 to audition. So I came up and auditioned to an empty stadium at the first part of April, and then I think the latter part of April, the Final Four auditioned at the spring game. And then I was lucky enough to be chosen out of those 4 to be the voice of Paulson Stadium. And this will be game 4 today against South Alabama for homecoming. And it's going great. Having a great time. And the Eagles are 3-0 with me in Paulson Stadium, so that's good too.
Robbie, talk about the prettiest little stadium in America, the atmosphere that we can expect today. I mean, if you don't know, you already know about Georgia Southern and how amazing Paulson Stadium is. Just talk about today's atmosphere.
Well, I actually came up last night to do the PA at a fall baseball scrimmage, so I've been in town since last night, and there's a special buzz in the air, kind of a little bit of a crisp, cool fall morning too, which is kind of interesting and fun because we're tired of this hot weather, I know. But homecoming, there was a homecoming parade yesterday afternoon. A good crowd at the baseball game. They had a women's soccer game, so a lot of people on campus. There was a 5K this morning that some of the coaches and coaches' wives ran in and had a big crowd at that. There'll be another parade about 11:30 this morning. And campus and the city of Statesboro is a buzz. And, of course, Paulson is the prettiest little stadium in the country for a good reason. It's set on the banks of beautiful Eagle Creek. The expansion, of course, over the past few years that has given more capacity. But Coach Chad Lunsford has been putting out on Twitter for the last couple of weeks the hashtag Pack Paulson because this team deserves, at 3-1, looking to go 4-1 after what they went through last year, deserves to have more than 18,000 folks in the stands, which they had last week. So looking to have upwards of 20,000 today for homecoming, which this team deserves the way they've been playing.
Well, you know, Robbie, my son was a big part of that, even though he didn't get on the field much, and I went to almost every home game. And back then, during the late 2000s to 2013, 14, before everything started going the other way, you averaged 20 to 22,000 people in that stadium, even though there wasn't enough seats there. They added more seats now. I think Coach Lunsford has the excitement back, and Georgia Southern fans are fickle. I mean, I can't figure them out. When they win, they're all in. When they're not winning, they're not there. So it's just something that's strange to me.
Oh, I agree, and you're seeing it slowly come back. Of course, I wasn't here last year, but I've heard that, you know, once it went sour fast, and it was hard to bring it back. But there was a little bit of excitement there towards the end of the year when Coach Lunsford won those 2 games once he took over. But it's starting to slowly come back, and I think the more success the more people are going to get more excited and buy into what Coach Lunsford's doing. And I've talked about it to other people, talked about it to the guys on 3 and Out last week, that he's doing everything he can off the field as well, where he's going to the fraternity houses and dropping elbows on the folding chairs in every fraternity house on campus to try to get the student interest up and get the students out to come out. 27,000 students between both campuses of this university. You should be able to more than fill this stadium, and when you add in the alumni and other fans on the peripheral. But he's got to get that excitement back, and it's growing. And you feel it because he is an exciting person, not only on the field but off the field. He gets it. He gets the X's and O's and what needs to be done on the field, but he also understands what needs to happen to bring Eagle Nation back as strong as they once were, as you were mentioning.
You're listening to the Coach of Maikos right here on ESPN Radio. We're talking to the PA announcer at Allen E. Paulson Stadium, also part of the ESPN Coastal crew here. He does the Hornet Report with Dennis Coyle every week, and that's Robbie Ross. But what I think Chad understands is the traditions of Georgia Southern football. And I don't think some of those other coaches knew about the traditions, and they tried to change it. But you bring back those traditions, Robbie, you're going to pack that house with 28,000 people.
You're exactly right. And you saw what happened last night to one of the guys that tried to change a lot of traditions. He got smoked 60-something to 30 by one of the best coaches in the history of Georgia Southern. That's Paul Johnson now at Georgia Tech, what he did to Brian Van Gorder at Louisville last night. Basically, because he held a grudge as to what Brian Van Gorder did here in the 1 year he was at Georgia Southern, lapping all the traditions. So the tradition is a big thing, and it goes beyond just Chad Lunsford and this 2018 team. It goes back to 1982 when Irk Russell first came to Statesboro and started every tradition with the uniforms, the blue with the white numbers on the helmets, Eagle Creek, the yellow school bus. One more time. I mean, it all starts with Irk Russell, and Coach Chad Lunsford is trying to get back to that, what Irk Russell had, which led to what Paul Johnson had when he won 2 national championships, which was kind of lost there in the mid-2000s after Paul Johnson went to Navy. Kind of came back a little bit with Coach Monken because he had those ties to Coach Russell and Coach Johnson, and now you have Chad Lunsford, who has strong ties to Paul Johnson, bringing it all back. So, the lineage is there. Irk to Paul to Monken and now to Lunsford.
You sound like you're a Georgia Southern boy right there. And, we just got to do it one more time today. Pack that house. And, Robbie, always a pleasure. Anytime you want to come on and talk about your experiences at Paulson Stadium, just give Melissa or myself a call. We'd love having you on.
Thanks so much, guys. Y'all have a great day.
Hey, Robbie, remember, one more time.
That's right. One more time. Let's do it.
All right, Robbie, I'll talk to you later. Thanks for coming on and have fun at homecoming today.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Just the enthusiasm and the excitement you can hear in his voice as he is I just lost my total train of thought there. Melissa, as we were
ice pops.
Well, anyway, Robbie Ross loves what he's doing. Voice at Paulson Stadium. We'll come back. We'll wrap up today's show. You're listening to the Coach of Maikos right here on ESPN Radio Savannah Hilton Head. We'll be right back after this.
Back to Coach Karl DeMasi and Maikos on ESPN Radio.
And today's show is right here on ESPN Radio, Savannah Hilton Head, AM 1400, FM 104.3 and 92.7 over Hilton Island. We're glad you could join us. Show's wrapping up. We've already finished our 2 hours, but people are starting to come in now. We're doing a live remote at the Savannah Brunch Festival. It's the second one of the year, that they have done. We got to thank our sponsor, and the sponsor of the whole event is Step One Automotive. Visit their North Store on Chatham Parkway. We had one of the sales managers, Greg Weber, on talking about it. Beautiful cars. It was a lot of fun. So now it's 3 out the door with the coach, with the Kel and Mel. All right, my first one out the door. Okay, favorite mascot or let's go one step further. Not mascot, but favorite nickname of any team that you could think of, whether it be pro, college, high school, whatever you can think of.
I mean, how do we not go with our alma mater, the Eagles?
That's lame.
I know it's lame. I like the Zippers.
From where?
I forget.
The Akron University Zips.
There we go.
There
the
you
Zips.
go. Their mascot is a kangaroo.
I think some of the obscure mascot names come from minor league baseball. You know, your Macon Bacon, your Savannah Bananas. I got to go with this. I got to go with, I don't know. Gosh, it's so hard. Come back to me.
Markel?
I think it's the Calgary Stampeders.
The Calgary Stamp. Yep. Okay. You didn't play for them, did you?
No.
Okay.
I did not. Toronto Argonauts. But I don't know, there was just something about it. Calgary.
Yeah, I got you. Stampeders, the Cowboys up there in the cold north.
Yeah. They asked me, they had called when I was done playing, and I said, no, I'm not going there. Sorry.
Well, I'm going to plug my alma mater, my high school. The East Rockaway High School Rocks. It was a rock. And then we had the Rock Man from the Fantastic Four, Granite Man, whatever you want to call him. And you believe some parent turned them into Marvel Comics and they are not allowed to use it anymore? So it's called the East Rockaway Rocks. And you know what they do? They got a Rottweiler as their mascot now. But it's still a rock.
Still a rock.
So, you know, and I found out there is one other place that has the nickname the Rocks. It's St. Andrews School or St. Andrews Island School, somewhere up in Carolina somewhere. They call the Rocks also. So your nickname's a rock.
I just found one. The Artichokes.
From where?
Artie the Artichoke. They are from Scottsdale Community College.
Nice. Well, I'll give you one. Okay, UC Santa Cruz, the Banana Slug.
The Banana Slugs. Peel, banana, peel, banana.
All right, second one out the door. Okay, if you guys can really think about it. Okay, I know you're going to come up with the same ones you usually do. Okay, the best stadium that you ever visited.
I was on a baseball stadium tour for a while there, and one of the coolest stadiums I've ever been to. Obviously, you've got Yankee Stadium, Fenway, Wrigley, and I'm going to go with baseball because the atmosphere at what was formerly called Enron was absolutely electric. We were able to go on the field before the game. We sat behind the home plate for like $25 a ticket. It wasn't expensive to go. I don't know what it is now. That was years ago when it was still called Enron. Then it went to Minute Maid Park. I don't know what it is now. But this is where the Astros play with the center field that has the bump in the outfield. And the best thing about that is the train. When they hit a home run, they've got a train that goes along the outfield above the outfield bleachers. And they have like a bar in the outfield, yeah, that's my choice.
Well, Carl, I'm going to have to go all the way back to September 3rd, 1994, my first college football game, which was at the Big House, Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Yep.
That was probably just
crazy.
The storied history. And
was it 110,000 people?
110,000. It was a bowl. I mean, it was just legendary.
It's just a bowl built into the ground.
Yeah, we flew out there and did our walkthrough on Friday in the stadium so that we wouldn't be shell-shocked. We ran out there for the first time, but it had a unique sort of feeling to be out there in an empty stadium, and then the next day it was packed. It was ridiculous. So that was probably the best place that you ever experienced.
Well, I mean, there's no place other than the old house that Ruth built, the old Yankee Stadium. My favorite part of going to Yankee Stadium, sitting in the bleacher seats. It was unbelievable, the experience, the excitement, and when they call the Yankee player out before the game starts and they have to acknowledge him, and I mean, it's just, I got to go with Yankee Stadium,
well, they
old
used to
Yankee
do the
Stadium.
Derek Jeter.
Yes.
Before they have to acknowledge that.
And they do everyone.
And then the PA announcer, now batting number 2, Derek Jeter. number 2.
She thinks she's Bob Shepard here.
Yes.
So.
Well, they taped him doing Derek Jeter after he passed away.
I know. Derek Jeter wanted it. So just pretty awesome.
Derek Jeter.
I've been to Penn State. I've been to College Park. And, I mean, when you want to hear a good one, did you ever play Penn State? Okay, when you pull into College Park, what do you pass? And I passed it on a dark, gloomy night with lightning and rain, the state penitentiary. And then you come in here, and there's the stadium sits on top of the hill. It's like it's the castle of the whole place. It was just awesome. But, I got to go to Yankee Stadium. Okay, we got one more to go. We got to get out of here, and I just lost my train of thought. Oh, talk about rivalries. The greatest rivalry in sports. Any sport. I'm going to give it to you right now. It's going on right now, and I'm losing 1-0 to the Boston Beaners sitting next to me.
I got to go Yankees-Red Sox, and it goes back in the day, the Babe Ruth trade. It's got to be Yankees-Red Sox.
Of Ruth.
And Markel and I, he's from Boston. He's not necessarily a Red Sox fan, but he roots for them because he's from Boston. So we're having a little competition going on. We keep usurping each other's electronic devices and putting random opposite team profile
I know.
pictures.
I saw the Yankee logo on his profile.
That's an easy way to go. I'm actually going to go rivalry Tom Brady versus Peyton Manning.
Oh, we're doing people.
I'm just throwing it out there. I just put it out there. You could call it Patriots versus, Indianapolis, but I would really more go Tom Brady versus Peyton Manning. To me, it was one of the best rivalries I've ever encountered. Well,
Melissa, Markel, another one in the books. Remember, we just finished our live remote at the Savannah Brunch Festival, second annual, out here on Hutchinson Island. Come on in, $15. There's going to be food. There's going to be fun. There's going to be games. And once again, we got to thank Step One Automotive. The North Campus is what we're hearing because there's a North Campus on Chatham Parkway. There's a South Campus on Abercorn. Greg Weber and the crew for coming out here and sponsoring this event. Melissa, we got to get out of here.
Yeah, come out because the line's getting long.
And who do we got to thank behind the scenes that nobody knows
Cody
about?
Queen.
That rode a bull last week?
Cody Queen.
Cody
the
Queen,
man.
You are the man. Thank you for all your help. Keep in mind, following the show right here on ESPN Radio, Savannah Hilton Head, we got ESPN College Game Day going to at 11:30. Then we're going to do the Red River battle between Texas and Oklahoma. Then we got Georgia Bulldog pregame show at 4:30. Tomorrow, Falcons Pittsburgh, 1 o'clock. Braves tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Remember, whatever you may be doing the rest of the week may be your best week ever. And always do what, Melissa?
Hit it out of the park, especially if you're the Yankees.
And you're listening to the Coach of Maikos right here on ESPN Radio. We'll see you next week.
This has been the Karl DeMasi Sports Report on ESPN Radio Savannah Hilton Head, AM 1400 and FM 104.3.